Today I want to do this idea that I came up with back in October. I came up with the idea to do a basketball YouTuber ranking. Thing that sucks about it is Dev had came out with the idea of S class, A class like in August. And when I thought about the idea of what I wanted to do, like I literally was just chilling one day watching basketball on YouTube. I was like, I low-key want to do this. I came up with everything. I put all the players' names down. And then after I did everything, I thought about it. I was like, Dev is literally like doing this right now. He's not doing it in the way that I thought to do mine, but the idea is the same thing. So that's what we're going to be doing on this stream. I have put together a list of basketball players that are a part of the YouTube scene, and I have 6 rankings. Bench warmer being the lowest, role player, starter, star, all-star, and superstar being the top level on the tier. And I'll be ranking these players based off of 4 things: how big their name is in the community, how good they are, how much they win, and the level of competition that they play. This is based off of my personal opinion. I have favorites within the community. I have people I don't care too much to see, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, whenever I'm doing anything like this, I am unbiased and I'm strict. I'm like, just because somebody might be my favorite don't mean I'm gonna put them even in star. I'm gonna be as truthful as I possibly can, because that's just, I would want the same thing done if I was in one of these type of situations. You know what I'm saying? At first, the lowest one was gonna be role player, but then I was like, some people might not even be role players. Some people might be lower than that. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. First, we got Devontae Frigga. You got the man Frigga. This is a instant superstar, man. Instant superstar. He has the name for sure. I think in terms of basketball on YouTube, he's the top guy right now. Like, and I'm not even talking in a sense of like skill or anything, just in general. When you think basketball on YouTube at this current moment in time, the first person that comes to your head, or one of, is Frigga, because what he's doing is just, it's next level. He's been making some moves that are nice for the community, that's game changing. And then obviously he can play. Like, Frigga can really play. He wins. Frigga superstar. That one's pretty self-explanatory. Next, we got Nazir Kaur. Superstar. Nas is like that, for real, for real. One of the biggest one-on-one names within the community, basketball names within the community. He wins. I feel like the only thing about his game that is missing is a consistent, because he makes shots, but a consistent, like really, really consistent 3-ball. When I say consistent, I'm thinking like how Frigga be. Every time Frigga plays, he hits. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I think of when I think of consistent. If Nas can get that, I don't know how you beat him. Honestly. Another self-explanatory one. You know what I'm saying? It speaks for itself with Nas. So yeah, superstar. Now, when I'm done with everything, I'm gonna order everybody from who I think is like first to last within their ranks. All right, I'm gonna do that after I put everybody where I think they go. Next, we got left hand Dom. He's made some appearances on Ball Is Life, Off the Dribble. I'm gonna have to give him starter. I feel like he can hoop. You know what I'm saying? He can definitely hoop. Is he one of the best players out of all these people? No, but he has game, he has skill. The biggest problem with him when it comes to where I rank him is the name part. I named 4 things: name, skill, win percentage, and competition level. The 2 biggest ones though is the name and your skill. His name is just not big enough for me to say, oh, he's a star or an all-star or a superstar. I think that he's good enough to be a starter, but anything above that, not right now. His name needs to grow more. He has the skill. He's a dog, you know what I'm saying? He's one of them people that don't back down. He gonna talk to you. Like, he has all of those things. He just needs the name part to get bigger, at least. So yeah, left hand down, starter. Next, we got Castro. For me, I got Castro and role player. Castro, I like him. He's like he plays like a point guard. You know what I'm saying? He plays like a point guard. And I like that because that's how I play. He dropped to role player for me because of skill and name. I personally just don't think that he's like crazy good. I think that he's good, but there's nothing about his game that's exciting to me enough for me to put him higher than role player. And his name definitely not big enough. He's not a shooter. He can handle the ball, but he's not like a handler, like a person that can really dribble for real. He can attack. He can attack strong too, but he's not like a slasher. The only thing about his game that's actually like something that I like is good, if I have to even say something was good about his game, is his point guard abilities. And yeah, point guard ability. I was gonna say maybe defense, but no. Like, I feel like he's a solid defender, but he's not a good one to me. Castro, role player. Next, we got Dev in the lab, and I'm doing all this based off of right now. Not doing nothing from the past. Dev right now, I mean, he can still hoop. He can still ball up on a lot of people. I'm gonna say Dev is superstar. I'm gonna give Dev superstar. He obviously has the name, you know what I'm saying? He's literally like considered the godfather of basketball on YouTube. And he still has the skill. A lot of these people on this list, if not all of these people on this list, probably all of these people on this list, he still gives a tough game. He's not in his prime no more, but he's still able to do the things he can still, like, that he was doing when. Like, you know what I'm saying? Back when. Maybe not as fast or as quick, stuff like that, but the way the moves be looking, getting to the cup, like, come on, nah, bro. Dev, superstar. Frank Nitti, superstar. If there was a perfect teammate on YouTube, it would be Frank Nitti. Somebody that's going to keep the morale up on the team, whether they're winning or losing, keep the morale up. He going to go out there and play defense. He can guard your best offensive person and lock him up. If need be, he'll switch on the big and do his best. I ain't saying he gonna stop him, but he may get stops here and there. He can score, primarily going downhill, attacking wise, you know what I'm saying? Not really from the three too much. Mid-range, here and there, but slashing, going downhill, he does his thing. He got eyes out the back of his head. Like, Frank Nitti, the name, the skill, he wins. Like, Frank Nitti covers all the bases. Superstar. Next, we got Bino. I'm gonna put Bino in starter. Originally, I wasn't too big on Bino. To me, it seemed like people made him seem better than what I thought he was, based off of his showings, his performances. He just wasn't impressing me enough. I just wasn't getting it. I wasn't understanding it. And then I saw the threes tournament that the Next Chapter like co-hosted, or they hosted in New York. I saw how viable Bino is in a position where he's not the focal point. Knock down shots, play some defense, you know what I'm saying? He's not like a defender, but he's not a slouch on defense, you know what I'm saying, at all. He's a solid defender. Now, I still don't think he's like crazy good. Like, no. I think he's a good basketball player. He can hit the shot. He's athletic. He can drive. I think the only thing with Bino is that his game just isn't polished enough, like how some of the other players are polished. Stuff like that stands out. That's what differentiates these players from players that start going under and lower and lower. Yeah, Rockabino, I've gained more respect for him, but I think he's a starter. Next, we got Draco. I put Draco in star. Draco is in a similar position as Bino is for me. I just don't understand the hype. Now, the thing about it is this, though. Even though I may not understand the hype, he performs. He shows up. He wins. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's doing all of the things that's showing why. So I can't deny him if he's showing it. Draco, shooter. He can create a shot. That's primarily where his game lies at. His ability to shoot the basketball, shoot the threes, open, possibly contested, create off the dribbles. He's not much of a defender for real. If he gets to the cup, you know what I'm saying, he can finish, but I won't label him as somebody that's like a slasher. But he gets the wins. He's a good basketball player. He's shown up on multiple occasions, even when he may have not been the best player on the team, in my eyes at least. So I can't deny him of his star level. Next, Cash Nasty. Cash Nasty. I got Cash Nasty and Role Player. Cash, to me, like, very entertaining to watch, but he's not good. It was the video with Not So Air Jordan and Rob. I was like, Cash, you go to a gym with a bunch of good people. Cash is the odd man standing because he's not good. You're going to be able to tell very quickly when he gets on the court, like, he's not a hooper like we are. You know what I'm saying? But Cash has heart, determination, hustle. Like, he don't give up and he don't back down. Things like I feel like Cash is a role player because of those small things right there. And they're not even small. They're just overlooked for the most part. Everybody be so focused on the highlight plays on offense and, you know what I'm saying, the bag work. When it's people like Cash that show that hustle, that fight, that dog, those are the ones that really affect a game, like leave a print on the game. So yeah, even though I don't think Cash is like good, I think that he would be a good role player. Flight Reacts, bench warmer. He's just not good. He's just not good at basketball. I don't feel like I really have to say too much about why Flight isn't bench warmer. So Jay Horn, I don't know if some of y'all know about Jay Horn, but Jay Horn made his appearance on Next Chapter, and he was recently on Next Chapter for the Minnesota versus Oklahoma Warzone series. Jay Horn is nice. Like, Jay Horn can freaking hoop. I give Jay Horn a star. The only reason I can't give him all-star is because his name is not big enough. If you don't know who he is, go look at some games. Jay Horn. Man's he low-key remind me of like Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo, my favorite player of all time. You get to that shot, he only need to hit you with a move or two. Boom, like post work. Like, Jay Horn is a offensive problem for anybody. If he had a bigger name, like if he was well known for real, he'd be all-star for me. So yeah, Jay Horn, star. Burke from Oklahoma, man. I gotta put Burke in all-star. Burke came onto the scene this year. Ball is life. I think Hoop Dreams. Watching Hoop Dreams, I knew like he's gonna win. He's the best player here, if you ask me. And ever since then, watch him on Next Chapter. Like, Burke is a problem, bro. Like, and he's not a bad defender at all. He's a solid defender. But on offense, Burke is freaking different, bro. And I know he's newer, which is why it was tough for me to put him in All-Star. But his name has gotten bigger and bigger the more he's been on the scene. And the main reason I threw him in All-Star is because of his skill. Like, he can freaking hoop. Both games to 99 from this season against Michigan and from last season against Minnesota. Burke carried a load so crazy. And like, bro, Burke is freaking tough. Like, the man can go. Like, he can freaking hoop for real, for real. Watching Burke, it reminds me of something that Jalen Brunson said. Somebody had asked him like about his style of play. Like, he's not really like orthodox with his things. Jalen Brunson basically answered with, people don't expect you to do certain things because it's not orthodox. So that's why I do it. That's how it feels when I watch Burke. It's like he does unorthodox things and it just works. Like, yeah, Burke, his skill is just too good for me to put him in star or lower. He's an all-star in my eyes. Jezer. I think that Jezer is a role player. Jezer obviously has the name. He has the skill, but the only thing about his skill is that we've seen the people he go against. It's the competition level for me. This is the reason why I can't put him higher than role player. The competition level for Jezer is just not great enough, because we've seen what happens when he goes against people that can actually hoop. When Jezer has played people that can actually hoop, he turns into two things: a passer and a shooter. like a spot up shooter, not a create my own shot like how Jezza be doing. Like, no, he turns into a catch and shoot and a passing, like a passer. Imagine it's a 5v5 and everybody that's hooping in the 5v5 are really good. I'm not grading this just based off of how you do with your videos and content. Jezza just has not proven himself enough when he matches up against people that can actually play basketball for real, for real. But I do think that he can shoot, so he could be in the game as a catch and shoot type of player, like a Duncan Robinson, Jezza role player. Duke Dennis. This one's a little tricky. And Duke Dennis isn't even a hooper. I only added him on this because like he be posting some videos and people be saying how he could hoop, so blah blah blah. So I'm gonna just add him off of that. I'm gonna have to put Duke in role player, and it's only because of this. I think that Duke is athletic enough to be in starter. The reason I can't put him in starter is because I don't feel I've seen him go against competition that's good enough for me to say, all right, starter. I can't say that confidently. If it wasn't for the competition, I would have put him in starter, because I do think that he's athletic enough, quick enough, strong enough to be a starter. I do believe that, but it wouldn't be fair of me to just put him there when the competition just don't look right. So yeah, Duke Dennis, role player. Nate can hoop. Nate is nice. Nate, I'm gonna have to put him in starter. Nate has the game. Like, Nate has the game. You know what I'm saying? Him being in starter will look weird because he can actually really hoop for real, for real. He don't have the biggest name. People know who he is, but he don't have like a crazy big name. In recent times, he just hasn't been winning. His last couple of appearances when he was on Next Chapter wasn't winning. I react to his games. I make videos of him and I react to him live. I feel like a big problem that he does is he'll trap himself. He'll do some moves and then he'll hop step and then like he'll just be turning, like he traps himself into taking tough shots. I've said this over and over again, like me and Nate are similar in the sense of like we keep our game simple. We don't do too much. We kind of get to what we do and then like leave it at that. But he'll get to what he do, but then just trap himself. Like he'll just hop, stop, turning. Now he got to turn, take a tough shot. And he take tough shots. He make tough shots. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a good amount of his shots are tough shots that he make or miss. I had to put him in starter only because as of lately, he just has not been winning. You know what I'm saying? He has not been winning as of lately. So I had to put him in starter. But Nate can freaking hoop. Don't let this starter fool you. Nate can hoop. Next, we got BJ. First time I seen him, it was on the Next Chapter. It was the season when like all the people that was cool with was hooping against each other. Fonby played Kale, made an appearance on Off the Dribble. Y'all should know who BJ is, or at least some of y'all will. I got BJ in star. I feel like BJ has the skill. Skill is not the problem at all. It's just the name. He's not known enough, you know what I'm saying? He's not known enough, but he has the game for sure. He just got to get his name up. Next, we got A. Millie. I think A. Millie is an all-star, man. I don't know if people remember or not, but A. Millie is like that, for real, for real. Like, I know he ain't did basketball, like, videos of him hooping in a little second, you know what I'm saying? He may make an appearance here or there, but not for real, but A. Millie can hoop. Like, tough shot maker. A. Millie he does everything on offense. He can finish really good, shoot really good, handle really good. You know what I'm saying? Like, A. Millie is a scoring machine. I was about to say machine. Like, I'm losing words just talking about how crazy good of a player he is. I just don't think that he's reached a level where he's considered a superstar within the YouTube community. There's only a select few that can go in superstar. But yeah, A. Millie, man, can freaking go. Offensively, one of the nicest people on YouTube. For real. Like, some of y'all may need to go look at some old A. Millie games. Like, the man freaking for real. Yeah, I got him in all-star. B. Ellis. It's only fair. Well, man. B. Ellis, I'm putting him in star. Let me explain this real quick. I was going to put him in starter because Nate is in starter, and I think they're fairly close. This is why I put B. Ellis in star instead of starter. B. Ellis in 1v1s, I think he has a losing record. Like, he's lost more than he's won on YouTube. I feel like his biggest problem, I've said this before, he shoots too much. He can drive, like he has a nice drive, for real, but he lives and dies by the 3. He's gonna shoot the ball because he can shoot for real. So I get it, but when it's not falling, change it up. The reason I put him in star though is because he is one of the best 5v5 players on YouTube. Like, he is a team player for real. I feel like that's what separates him and Nate. Like, Nate is a good 5v5 player. I don't think Nate is the way Bielis is. You know what I'm saying? Bielis, very vocal, telling people move, like stuff like that. You've seen Nate do it, but you see Bielis do it every time. I don't see Nate do it every time. Bielis, he'll come into the game and like he'll change it all up. The team starts winning. Like, Bielis is a really good teammate to have in a 5v5. Yeah, man, I got Bielis as a star. Next, we got the man that started off for me when it comes to basketball on YouTube, Marcellus Howard. Marcellus right now, I'm gonna put him in starter. Him right now. And it's only because if all these people that I'm putting on this list went to a gym right now and they actually had good runs for real, I feel like Marcellus will do good enough for people who want him on their team, but like, he won't stand out as a star player. I feel like he's just kind of slowed up a little bit. And I feel like that's more so him doing it more so of a thing where it's like, it's just happening because he's getting older. I don't think it's because of that. I think he's choosing to do that. Even though if you watch like the NBA stuff that he be doing them games, he be balling. He be balling for sure. But these people are not in those games. They be having some people that can hoop, but the majority of those people not beating half of these people. Yeah, Marcellus, point guard, got the IQ. He can shoot, he can drive, but the way he presents himself right now, I can't say he's a star. It was between star and starter. I'm gonna have to say that he can start for somebody. All right, he can start. Ray Elliott with the squad of Oklahoma. Next chapter. I got Ray as a starter. The thing with Ray is that so far, based off how he's presented himself to the world of YouTube basketball, is that he's a on and off player, which is not a good thing. He's somebody that's on one day, off one day, on one day, off one day. But the days he's on, he's on. He's a newer person, and within the squad of people he's with, he's not one of the bigger ones, so his name is still growing. You know what I'm saying? It's still growing. He can really shoot the ball. That's his main attribute. He can really shoot. He's a solid shot creator. He has handles, but he's not like crazy with it for real. Like, he got handles though, like low key handles. But I just don't feel like his game is great enough for me to say he's a star player. Next, we got Matt Thomas. I got Matt and role player. Very similar to Castro in terms of how I feel about him. Point guard. Outside of the point guard factor, there's not really much about him that's like, you know, oh yeah, this about Matt, blah. Name, you know what I mean? He can play. Like, think of this. All of these people can play. So don't let these rankings fool y'all. Like, these people can all play for sure. But, you know, I gotta talk. I have to let it be known why I place them in certain spots. Yeah, his skill is, you know what I'm saying? Like, not enough for me to put him higher than role player. Okay defender. Not really like all that for real, but all right. It's just nothing about him that's exciting enough for me to put him higher than role player. Next, even though y'all can't see his full face, P. Sean. I gotta put P. Sean in superstar off of skill alone. People know his name more than they once did. I don't think he has like a bigger name than maybe a Millie, but skill wise, skill wise, he dude plays just like Paul George offensively. He's a alright defender, you know what I'm saying? Not like anything crazy special, but he's alright. But offensively, dude plays just like Paul George. It's not too many people in the community I'm taking over him if it's a 1v1. And in the team setting, he can carry for your team for sure. So yeah, P. Sean, his skill alone makes me put him in superstar. Mans can really go. Like, he can really hoop for real. See that logo right there? G League. Not too many people getting into the G League. Yeah, no. P. Sean, superstar. Next, we got Dom. I feel like Dom could be a starter. To me personally, Dom, he's alright at things, but there's not one thing about basketball, shooting, finishing, handling, defensive. None of those things do I think he's like really good at. And I'm talking about at the level of being good at it. I feel like his best things is finishing and defense. I know like me using the word good may sound crazy to some people. I'm a strict person when I'm doing things like this. To me, if I had to rank good based off of numbers, good would be in the range of like the 80s. 80 through 89 is good to me. Great is 90 through 100. So when I say good, that's what I mean by good. If this was 2K, I'm not putting three-pointer in the 80s, no. Handling in the 80s, no. Finishing in the 80s, maybe. Defense in the 80s, maybe not. Like high 70s for sure, at least 77. But I do think that he's a good enough basketball player to where he can be a starter. Next, we got Diesel. Diesel, role player. He's literally a duplicate of Cash, bro. Like, Diesel and Cash are very much like the same person. They have the energy, they have the fight, the hustle, the dog that's just not gonna let him give up. He hasn't become skill-wise good enough for me to put him higher than role player. He's improved, he's shown improvement. Shooting wise, trying to get better with handling the ball, but whenever he goes up against those peoples that's like really like that, like the friggers, people that really can give him a problem, that stuff ain't showing as much as it is when he's playing somebody that's not like them. Yeah, Diesel, role player. Kenny Chow, bench warmer. His best asset is that he can shoot the basketball. Outside of shooting the basketball, he's not good at anything else. He's all right. You know what I'm saying? Okay at some things, but not good. But in a setting where there's a gym full of really good hoopers and stuff like that, or a 1v1 where he's going against a really good hooper, I can't put him in role player. He has the Jezer effect where when he's going against certain people that's actually like that, he shows his true level of skill. So this is a skill thing where he's down here. So yeah. Uncle Scoob. And don't forget the uncle. I got Uncle Scoob in All-Star. I think Uncle Scoob has kind of shown and proven that he's one of the top guys. I believe he's one of the top guys right now. He just don't have the name that throws him a superstar. Not to the caliber of these four people. Like I said, Pishan's up here off of skill alone. These four dudes, Scoob just doesn't have the name like them to throw him in here. He has the skill. He wins. Like, he freaking wins. Shooting the ball is obviously his specialty. Shoots, shot create. He can drive. Handle is not bad. And he's an alright defender. He's alright. So, yeah, Scoob, all-star. Next, we got Hoodie Kale. I got Hoodie Kale and Star. Hoodie Kale can hoop. He was someone like Bino where at first I didn't understand it. I didn't understand the hype. But the more I watched Kale, the more I understood the hype. Like, he's somebody that actually made me become a believer. Hoodie Kale can hoop. There's just something about him that doesn't allow me to put him in All-Star. I don't know what it is for real. Now, I don't think he has the name for sure. I don't think the name is there enough to go in All-Star. He got game for sure. He has game. But there's just something. I don't know what it is. There's something that I just can't put him in All-Star. I can't. But Hoodie Kale can really hoop. I'm ready to see him hoop again. I know he was hurt, but I've been waiting to see him hoop. Every time I've watched him since I've been wondering what it is about him, he's only gotten better to me. Like, he's proven me more and more each time. Like, nah, he can like actually hoop. Like, each time I've thought more of him. Yeah, I'm ready to see him return to the scene. Next, we got Nesco. I got Nesco in All-Star. Nesco is, you can say newer, but he's like that, bro. He's built the name quick. Like, real talk, Nesco is almost the perfect basketball player. He got the shot. He got the handle. He can create. He can drive. He's a solid defender. When it comes to the basketball scene, there's not a lot of people that's good or almost good at everything. Nesco is somebody that's, if Nesco's defense just gets a little bit better to where I think it's good, he's only going to get better in terms of like the rankings because he's newer. So give him more time. He's going to be a superstar in no time. For real. Next, we got Scar. Scar is the tricky one. Now, let me start off by saying this. Scar is one of the few people on YouTube who is an actual two-way player in my eyes. There's a lot of people on YouTube, you know, like that I think are right on defense. They're cool, but they're not defenders. Like they're not like good. Scar is one of the few people that I think is actually good on defense. You know what I'm saying? You got the Scar, Frigga, Frank Nitti, just to name a few. And on offense, the man is crazy. He just needs a more consistent three-pointer, like what I was talking about Nas earlier. He gets a consistent three-pointer, then it just comes down to the mental, because Scar can easily, like, not easily, but you can mentally take Scar out the game. That's one of his biggest flaws. You can mentally take him out the game, and it don't take too much to do it. It's tough because as of lately, overall, he hasn't been winning as much. Man, and I rock with Scar. Scar is one of my favorite people. Unfortunately, I gotta put Scar in star because of winning. He just hasn't been winning enough. I want to put him in all-star. I think he's capable of being in that rank, but you gotta win, and he just hasn't been winning enough. Isote, all-star. Isote, another two-way player. In terms of every aspect of basketball, some of the main ones at least: shooting, shot creating ability, driving, post game, handles, defense, IQ, passing, vision. Isote is probably the best player on YouTube when it comes across attributes, all attributes across the board. Isote at this current time right now might be the best one. When it comes to all the attributes across the board, he's good at like everyone. He's good at all of them. He's a good defender. He's a good shooter. He's a good shot creator. Good ball handler. Good defender. Good in the post. Like, he can do everything. But he can't go to superstar because of his name. He has the skill for sure. He has the wins. You know what I'm saying? He played people that can hoop, but his name is not great enough for him to go in superstar. Like I said, all attributes across the board, possibly number one. Next, we have Hezzy guy. I gotta put Hezzy in superstar. Household name, tough to beat because of the offensive juggernaut that he is. He's just not a defender. If Hezzy actually was an alright to good defender, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how you beat him. Only because he barely be losing whenever he loses, and he really just an offensive player. So it's like, now you give him defense, I just can't see it happening at that point. But Hezzy, superstar. He has the name, he has the skill, he wins, he got it all. Superstar. Next, we got Day Day. Tricky one for me. I like Day Day, point guard, but he can go get his. I put Day Day in star. Name is growing, you know what I'm saying? His name is getting out there. He has the skill. He just needs to be a more consistent three-point shooter. He got the mid-range shot creating ability. He drives, he got defense. It's just 50-50 when it comes to the wins, you know what I'm saying? He wins some, he loses some. For me, I think the biggest thing is it gets to those points in those games where he needs to close it out, but the person starts to come back. He may win or he may lose. Like, he's not the greatest of closers for a game, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can get it going, he can get hot, all that, but when it's time to close, it's like he go cold for a moment, and then the person start coming back. So yeah, I can't put him in all-star for that. But Day Day, love his game, star. Next, we got Eli Carter. More than a run with him and Kyrie. I got Eli in star. He for sure has the skill. For me, it's just the name. I don't think his name is enough out there. If he had the name, then I would put him in all-star, because he can freaking hoop. Yeah, Eli Carter, star. Next, we got Keyshawn. Keyshawn, I think, is a star. I like Keyshawn. I think that he's a really good offensive player. He's all right on defense, not a slouch at all. The reason I throw him in star is really because of what he's shown in the Michigan series. I feel like he's shown a side of him that just isn't a good look. He hasn't really shown up. Burke has been carrying the heaviest load. Like, his backpack is full of freaking cinder blocks, and he's climbing up a mountain for real. Like, Burke has been carrying a load where it's supposed to be him and Keyshawn both doing that. I remember when it first came to be, when it was Oklahoma versus Minnesota, it was like, who's better, Burke or Keyshawn? Me, I always thought Burke was better, but I understood it because Keyshawn freaking hooping. This series, I feel like he took a big step back. Like, And I'm not talking about trying to create a shot. I can't put him in all-star because of the showing that he's had in the Michigan series. He just has not. He hasn't shown the Keyshawn that I saw in Minnesota. I didn't see that Keyshawn. I haven't seen him. I seen a little spark of him in the what game was it? It was like 1, maybe 2 games where he showed a spark of it for a little second. But overall wise, no, I haven't seen it. Keyshawn recently with the Michigan Warzone, he did something that I wasn't the biggest fan of. What that was is he was like, I'm not playing ones. Y'all know who I want, which is Cam. I like that he has his eye on somebody. He wants that person. He want to play them. My only problem with that is this. You just came on the scene like a couple months ago. I don't think he's reached a level where he can make call outs like that. Obviously, you can call whoever you want out. He has the skill to do it. He's shown that he's good enough to do it. But I don't think he's at a point on YouTube where it's like, yeah, call who you want. No, I don't think so. He has the skill. The skill keeps him in star. But his recent showings does not allow him to go to all-star. Ole. The big Ole. Chris White. I got Chris in star. Let me correct that. Starter. I think for his size, he moves really good. You know what I'm saying? For a big man. He can create a shot. 3-point. He's solid in the post. Not really a defender, but if you get down low, he's going to show you why you should never drive again. Which I like. I just don't think there's anything about him that's crazy enough when it comes to his skill for me to be like he's a star player. I feel like he's definitely on the level of starter, but he just hasn't shown me anything that's, like I said, crazy enough. Like, oh, dang, Chris, nothing like that that tells me, he's a star. Nah. So, Chris White, starter. Next, Bomb TV. That boy Fombi. I rock with Fombi. Fombi, one of the few 2-ways in the community. What I said about Isote, Fombi is right there with Isote. Like, when you count the attributes, this, that, Fombi is somebody that's just like Isote where they do everything. This was a little tough. I gotta put Fombi in star. Rock with Fombi, one of my favorite people to watch. The reason I have to put Fombi in star, it really comes down to 2 things. First and foremost, he has the skill. For sure has the skill. He wins. One thing, his name is not, like, he has a name. People know who Fombi is, but it's not like a crazy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not crazy. Second thing is, and I noticed this last Frigmas. Whenever Fombi's like in a situation where the game is looking bad, losing, stuff like that, his morale goes low. Like, he kind of mentally gets out the game. He starts moving and playing as if he just don't care no more for the game. And stuff like that is big. Somebody that can mentally keep themselves there even when it's looking bad, that's a big thing. Ever since Fombi did that last Frigmas in the 2v2 game, I watch him closely whenever those situations happen. And I've seen him do it even since then. He did it in a 1v1 versus Frigga when Frigga did like the tournament, the other J-Lu. He ended up winning that tournament. He did it in that 1v1 versus Frigga, and Frigga was trying to get him going. He was like, come on, man, what you doing? Like he was trying to get him going and stuff like that. When I just played Raw 1v1 a month ago, the video, go watch it. I'm literally telling myself I'm missing shots and stuff like that. I'm like, it's alright, keep going. Like, I'm hyping myself up, even though I'm missing. It's looking bad. I'm like, it's alright. Once it falls, it's going. Like, you gotta talk to yourself. Fombi just drops his morale, like, low. Fombi, gotta put him in star. Rock with him heavy. Love his game, but star. J freaking Lou. J Lou is a star. Arguably the most exciting person on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It's a couple people that go in there, but he has a very strong case for #1 most exciting person to watch on YouTube. It's like watching an And1 mixtape or something like that. Like, J. Lou be going, man. Name, people know who J. Lou is, but he don't have like a crazy big name. He has the skill, you know what I'm saying? He has the offensive skill to him. Handle, the drive. I feel like his shot, he gotta get his shot better. And you can see that he's been working on his shot. You can tell that he's been working on it. You can tell that he's been trying to get better as a defender as well. But I just feel like his shot and his shot creating ability and his defense, you just got to get those better. Yeah, star. He just don't have the name enough, and there's certain parts of his game where I just feel like he needs to get better at. Like I said, shooting, shot creating ability, and defense. But yeah, still, if you ask me, probably the most electrifying person to watch. So J-Lu star. Cam so smooth. Cam so motherfucking smooth. I gotta put Cam in all-star. I don't really know if I have one at this current moment, but once upon a time, like earlier this year, last year, Cam was like my favorite person on YouTube, basketball wise. He was my favorite basketball YouTuber. I remember I used to talk about how like Cam to me wasn't like, he didn't really have the best of shots. The more and more I watched him, the better that shot got. Cam can shoot. He can create shots, handle the ball, get to the rim. He's a solid defender. He wins too. Bro, I used to think to myself, like, back when, I used to think like, man, like, I like Cam. He my guy. Like, I really rock with him, but I don't think he's up there yet, for real, for real. He up there now, bro. He's up there. He probably was up there then. I just wasn't aware of it at the time. If Cam had the name, you could argue superstar, because the man freaking wins, bro. He got the skill. Cam so smooth. All-star. Mike Harden, for those who don't know, Louisiana, currently in the G League. Mike Harden, he was on Next Chapter season 7. That was his first time appearing. If it wasn't 7, then it was 8. I got Mike Harden in star, and it's really because of the name. His name is just not big enough at all. Like, people know who Mike Harden is, but his name is just, it's not big enough at all. He has the skill. Like, skill-wise, he is not in star. All-star minimum. He has the skill for sure, but his name is just not there enough. You know what I'm saying? He can shoot. He can create shots, handles. I like the pace with his handles. Like, he's one of those unique people. He can drive. He's a solid defender. He just don't got the name. It's not big enough. It's not big enough for him to be an all-star superstar. So Mike Harden, rock with him. Star. Next we got Moon. Moon. You know what I'm saying? Another Louisiana baby. Can't forget about Moon. Moon's still one of them guys, man. Real talk. Moon is still one of them guys. I got Moon in all-star. I think that Moon is he's an alright shooter. He's not as consistent as I want him to be for me to say he can really shoot. He's a shot creator for sure. He can get to the rim, athletic. He's a really solid defender, got good hands. He'll jump up with you and block it. He has the name. The only thing keeping him out of superstar, honestly, is the fact that his name is not like theirs. If he had names like this, then I would throw him in superstar. But I just don't think that his name has reached a level where I can throw him up there with them. But he has the skill. He wins. He got all that. Just name not high enough. Not all the way there. So, Moon, all-star. Nick Briz. I throw him in role player. He just don't have anything about his game that's like crazy enough when I'm thinking about him hooping in the gym full of all these people. He's athletic for sure. He has athleticism. Like, he's athletic. He can freaking jump. His athleticism is his best attribute. Everything else, he's, to me, like, he can drive. He can for sure drive, but I like to think about things when you're doing it against people that can hoop. You know what I'm saying? He go to the park, be hooping against those people. Everybody at the park can hoop. Especially the videos I've seen of his, like, not a lot of people can hoop. He's just not good enough for me to put him higher than role player. The skill is just not enough. So, role player. Next, we got Rob Cologne. Y'all ain't think I forgot about Rob, did y'all? Rob, superstar, man. Rob, obviously, is a freaking superstar. Rob has it all. Shoot, shot create, drive, handle, solid defender. And something that Rob said during Fragments that made me realize something is that he don't really use his hands when he play defense. I think highly of stuff like that because I don't use my hands. I didn't grow up doing that crap, the hand checking, all that stuff. It's cool. I've played against people who do that, but I don't personally do it. I play it clean. I play it fair. And when I thought about it, went back, saw Rob stuff, he really don't. You know what I'm saying? Not for real, not a lot like how everybody else do. So I respect it more. That just tells you how good of defense he actually is playing, since he's not using his hands as much. But yeah, he has the freaking name. He got the skill. He has the wins for sure. He's up there for most wins out of all these people. Like I have to really think about who got it, but he is the possibly number one. Like he wins. So Rob, no brainer superstar. Next we got ISO A1. Alex is a star. If Alex had a bigger name, I would throw him in all-star. And the reason that is because he is a really good 5v5 player. 3v3 team setting. He is a really good person to have on your team. He can shoot, create the shot, he can drive. He's a good defender. He's a point guard. He got the IQ, vision, passing. He just don't got the name. If he had the name, I would put Alex in all-star. But yeah, Alex, rock with him. Keep doing your thing. T-Jazz. T-Jazz is a superstar, bro. T-Jazz doesn't like hoop on the scene the way these other people hoop on the scene, but he still be hooping. A hooper can tell when somebody can like actually hoop for real, regardless of who they playing or not. Even though he don't be playing against people that's like just horrible. Everybody don't be all that, but like there be some people out there that can hoop. But T-Jazz, like in general, he can just really freaking play basketball, like for real. He got the name for sure, but like, nah, he can actually hoop. Like, T-Jazz is very similar to A. Millie. Games very similar. Offensively, just insane. The shot, the handle, the drive, shot creating ability. Like, T-Jazz and A. Millie are very similar. So, T-Jazz, respect given, superstar. Oliver. I don't know how to pronounce his last name that well. I haven't heard it in a minute, so I'm not going to even try. Saw him play Dev. After I saw him play Dev, I instantly subscribed to his YouTube. I was like, I want to see more of him. Oliver is the best defender on this list. And the thing about it is, he got offense too. He can really shoot, mid-range, 3-point, create a shot, post, not bad at driving at all. I got to put Oliver as star. He just don't have the name. He gets his name up there, he gonna be an all-star in no time. Like I said, out of everybody on this list, he has the best defense. And for me, it's not even for question. Man's is strong, freaking moves, hands, block. Like, he defends and he can shoot. And Oliver is nice, bro, for real. Last, but certainly not least, we got Simply Bird. That's me. Super. Let me stop. Just to point out some of my attributes and whatnot. I'm a mid-range player. I can create my shot from the midi. I'm an okay driver. I can play defense. I got good hands. Hustle. I'll rebound people that's 6 foot and taller, stuff like that. I would have to give myself role player. I give myself role player. If I'm in the gym with these guys, I give myself role player. I think I definitely have the skill to where I'm not a freaking bench warmer. But I mean, even when I go to LA Fitness in general, I'm usually one of the best people in the gym. But if I have people on my team that might be better than me, you have to be better than me for me to do what I'm finna say. I'll literally just go into a role player role. I'm finna just lock up whoever I'm guarding. I'm out there helping getting rebounds. I'm setting screens, getting people open. Like, I'm gonna just fill my role in at that point. For real, the main thing I gotta get better at is shooting threes. I feel like if I had to grade myself from a 3-point shooting, I'd say like a C-. Mid-range is the best thing I got. I can shoot the mid-range for sure. Like I said, I'm alright driver. I'm decent in the post, and I'm a good defender. Yeah, man, I think I'll do good at a role player spot. I don't think I'm there enough yet to be starter or anything higher, but I'm the type of person, I don't settle for something like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with saying this because I plan to be higher than this. This is my ranking of everybody. Now I am going to order it from who I think is like best in their role to bottom in their role. This is my rankings in the orders of the rankings from start to finish, from head to bottom. Let me know how y'all feel about the rankings. Give me y'all personal opinion on what y'all think the rankings is for y'all and explain it. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Give me details and things of why you put somebody where and all those good things. If I had to move certain people up, Nate to star, I would move Marcellus to star. I would definitely put Mike in all-star. I'll put a few of them in all-star, honestly. Scoob and superstar, Tay and superstar, a couple of them. Hey man, hope you enjoyed the video, but that's gonna be it for me. Get more videos to do, get more videos to react to. I'm gonna get to ASAP PvP. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Watch this guard bullcrap. We out. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this soon. Soon enough, I'm going to do a part 2. Suggest some people for me to throw in it that did not make this one.